Zone Show. Welcome to this version of the In the Zone Show. Palm Alexander, a.k.a. the living legend KIL. One Ellen kill, but kill still kills. The Cannabis Corner edition of the In the Zone Show, my favorite time of the month. And, you know, me and the founder of Elite Home Growers Academy, Zachary Post. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, Palmer, man. You know, I'm just keeping moving and grooving, bro.
You do? You be moving?
Moving and grooving,
You
man.
Stay moving and grooving. Appreciate that.
right. Yeah, man.
You're a roller.
Influencer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. 10-4. Hey, we got special guests in studio. One of the founders of HPG, Taylor Crawford, is joining me in studio. How you doing today, brother?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing good. Listen, we linked up at the Halloween event, which is going to be what we're going to talk heavily about in this episode. Met the Halloween event last year, and then like before we got rolling, mutual interest, same people we know. Damon, like I say, that's my guy. We ran in U City. Before Elmo's Love Lounge, we was in U City.
Oh, word.
Yeah. We
hold it down.
Yeah. We were definitely on it down. 82nd. You know, shouts out Dedrick, RP, Orlando, Watson. You know, so yeah. So that's my guy. So it's just really good to connect with you, and it's kind of like a lot of things coming full circle. Yeah. Love the energy. I love what HPG represent. And listen, Zach, shouts out to you, because when we first started doing the Cannabis Corner, and I said, look, bro, I want to meet some of these people on this side of the fence. Yep, I know mainly sports people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, again, getting a chance to connect with some good people. And my extended media family has grown just because of the connection with Elite. You know?
Man, that's what cannabis does, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Elite was just like that part of like the nucleus, right, to bring them together. But I mean, just the way things work organically, you know, we was all gonna meet because we mess with this plant, right? And once we follow that, you know, it's gonna bring us all together. Looks like it's continuous to do nowadays, and it will over the future. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna meet a lot of cool people through this plant. You know what I'm saying? We have, and we will continue to. So that's dope.
No doubt. So the Cannabis Corner is sponsored by Cafe Piazza. I mean, obviously, if you're going to enjoy some of the finest flour, why not eat pizza, right?
Right, exactly.
Flour and pizza, right?
Better believe.
My son's favorite food.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Cafe Piazza. You also have the Benton Park Arcade. You guys came down on 420, blessed us. Yes. Got a fire. That snippet fire.
Yeah, it was.
That snippet fire. You know, and again, I love the family vibe that I felt. You know what I'm saying? Family, community. Another thing that what I gravitated towards what Zach does, and just going back to Halloween, when I went to my first one 2 years ago, I saw nothing but families that look like me.
Yeah.
Getting in the cannabis industry, and they enjoying what they do. You know, being entrepreneurs and stuff like that, and that just. To me, that made me feel good, and I'm like, shit, maybe I can do this too.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I can find a niche in this.
Absolutely.
For sure. That's the beautiful thing about this industry. It's so many niches. You know, you just don't have to touch the plant, touch the flower. It's a lot of ancillary avenues and lanes to create product, to create something, create a brand behind this, right? You know what I'm saying? So we, as a culture, we just have to find out what that lane is, what that particular spot is, and just run hard. You know, that's my whole thing. Just run it into the ground, because this is an opportunity that we have in front of us. So, damn right, take it and run. You know what I'm saying? Till you can't run no more. You know, because if not, what we doing it for?
Yeah, exactly.
Playing around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So go do something else. You want to just play around.
Right.
You know?
So we're just coming off the Cars and Cannabis event. It was dope. My first time really being at a car show. The venue that you guys had it at was dope. I love the energy, and I tell you what, we're not used to seeing that, especially on that side of town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything was great.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was
Fortunately.
Fortunately.
That plant has a lot of power.
Yeah.
And it brings a lot of us together, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
a resource, and there's so many benefits to it, you know. And it, like he said, you don't have to touch the plant. It's just, you know, it can involve you in so many different avenues, you know. You know, it can be clothing, you know.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
besides the medical side of it, you know, it can be one of the strongest fabrics.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about hemp.
Yes.
And hemp is one of the plants that Missouri farmers really benefited from, but I guess before Prohibition and stuff like that. And you kind of walked me into one of the first topics that I want to ask you about. Marijuana recreational is on the ballot in the fall. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, just like fellow Zach right here just said, you know, get in where you fit in basically is the motto. You know, it's kind of monopoly. I mean, I can't control it. Nobody can. It's going to go how it goes. And, you know, you just got to adapt to the situation and figure out your niche and go forward with that, you know what I'm saying, into that career and just, like you say, run into the ground till you can't no more. And, you know, quality and persistence, and you'll get recognized from that. So, I'm all for if it goes either way. You know, if it don't, I'm for if it don't go, but I'm also for if it do go, because it's gonna open up jobs and revenue either way. You know what I'm saying? Then also, if they do not go through, when they do go through, hopefully they have a little better where it makes a little more sense. But you know, it's a work in progress. You know, look at Prohibition and where it came from. You know, and where it went to and how it is. You know, with alcohol. So. You know, it's the same thing with that kind of sort of, and then it's a monopoly too. So,
any concerns as an entrepreneur in cannabis that the big companies gonna once they get in there, they're gonna really make it difficult for a lot of the startups to be able to maintain themselves?
Yes, they will, and you know they're gonna try to monopolize and take over the small. I see it in markets, you know, that are legally recreational and medically. You know, whether it be Colorado or out there in Cali, you know, you just look at those, you know, and just vision and see what's going on out there in their markets, and then you know what's coming your way,
right.
kind of, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then just like I say, get in where you fit in, whether it be, you know, where you doing business with the commercial guys, you know, where you can get your stuff on the shelf, or you know, contracts, whether they're good or bad. You know, it depends on what you notice for and what you known for. People gonna come your way as long as you stay consistent and. You know, find your niche or your lane, and you know, you talented or whatever, you know, that's your passion. Just stay with it, man. You know, stay with it till you figure it out. But you know, I think it's gonna pass. I really do. I think it will pass, and you know, it's gonna open up other ways where you know you can benefit not having a license legally selling it, but you'll be able to have an area to consume it. You know what I'm saying, or something like that,
right.
To where that's reachable, and you'll still be able to do. You know what you like, or it still contains the same things that you like doing for a living. So,
what about you, Zach?
Like how do I feel about the actual like the amendment being passed? I feel like yes, like Taylor said, it has a strong likelihood of passing because you know I just understand business, I understand politics, and they put a lot of money behind their campaign, and you know that's one thing about it. You got a lot of people, but the bill is heavily skewed. To benefit commercial companies that are already licensed, right? It's not a secret. I think they know that. They probably set it up like that purposely. But it's business. I mean, it's business. Like a real businessman gonna be shrewd and gonna be a savage and be like, "Hey, I want it all.
Yeah,
I want it all." Like that's if you look at any business, any tycoon in oil and Coca-Cola, Pepsi, like them ain't no nice dudes.
Nah.
They ain't fair either. Fair to them is what's benefiting them, right? So when you look at it from a business perspective, they're doing what's expected on the business side of it. Now, is that fair? No, it's not. Has it ever been fair? No, it hasn't, right? So just to kind of chime in on what Taylor said, like get in where you fit in is definitely a way to kind of navigate what's happening, right? But man, it's just it puts a lot of people in a predicament. I mean, me, just like it's a pickle, bro. Because They say, okay, they open up a window for small businesses, quote unquote. It's more like a Band-Aid that they can say they're trying to help. But, you know, we all know that the best way to negotiate anything is before it passes. Right. You wait till after it's, like, have you ever tried to get a raise? Man. You ever tried to negotiate your salary after you were hired? How'd that work out, right?
I used to work for a union, and once it's gone, it's gone. You're not getting it back.
Yeah. So they can say, oh yeah, this is just we could, you know, we start here and we can always, they're gonna start here and we're gonna end here with the same amendment, right? And but still, with that being said, will it create opportunity? Yes, it will. You have to be very creative. You know, gone are the days where you can just sit back and just try to go for the top 3, because they're snatching it from the table. And then on the small business side of it, they're saying like they'll allot like this lottery for, you know, 6 grow facilities, micro grows, micro dispensaries, micro manufacturing. But anytime you say a lottery involved in anything, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? You hear something? If you're finna be selected on a lottery, what do you think? Instantly, it's gonna get somehow. It's gonna get. It's not gonna be right. It's not gonna be fair, right?
Yeah.
Lotteries can be paid off, bought off, all kind of things. Yeah. You can trick lotteries.
Yes.
And that's all I'm saying. Like, so it's not like a, you know, man. But trust me, man. The powers that be, they know why they did it, and they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot of money behind it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So on that standpoint of it, on the business standpoint and the political standpoint, yeah, it'll probably pass.
And my thing is, even if it passes, I think the feeling of marijuana being taboo is gone. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's been so commercialized. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the experience that I guess people that are looking for it, when they finally get a dispensary, is really not good weed. No. It's not. I mean, because if especially if you are a consumer,
right?
It depends on how they, you know, where they get their weed from or how they grow it. Because you know, I've been to some with good weed and some without it. So some they grow their own, some that outsource their, you know, products. So it goes both ways, you know, and it really goes up to how you did your thing with your recipe. You know, I feel like, you know, making the right, you know, strategic ways of doing what you do, and or having your recipe locked in, you know, consistency too.
Oh yeah.
So HPG, what does HPG stand for?
High pressure growers.
Ooh, pressure. Yeah, high pressure, baby.
High pressure.
And who came up with that name?
Man, so originally, man, let's tell the story. Go back. Like originally, it just came 3 letters, so we didn't have a name, and it wasn't even on cannabis. It was a car thing. So we was a car club, car group, gurus, guys come together, you know, talk about our cars, do something to them.
Because I got some whips
hang
too.
Out, and then also, you know, the cannabis, you know, people take a little puff here and there, you know. Yeah. So, and we kind of grew from that. But like I say, it kind of started on the party bus. And that was back in 2019 April, like the beginning of April, like a little bit before 420.
Yep.
And it was my friend Mike bachelor party, and my friend Eric, he named it out. We was kicking it, having a good time. He was like, man, hey man, this HPG, he, point blank period. He kept saying it. I'm like, okay, I like the name. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, might as well run with it. You know what I'm saying? Because all the car clubs back then had a name. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, y'all just was on the scene, you know, they had said y'all name. So we kind of grew with that, and, you know, that was the passion. And then, you know, we started growing. And, man, it was just like...
Literally.
Yeah, started growing. A buddy of ours that does the car things as well, he's been growing for... At that time, he was growing for like 12 years. So
nice.
I got with him. He gave me a clone. And I started in the corner of my basement with a shop light. And, man, the history, you know what I'm saying? I kept going with it, kept doing my research, going online, straight sitting down. Like, it had everything. It had me focused on that. It was like, man, I got to figure out this. You know what I'm saying? I want to figure out how to do this. So I stayed consistent with that, man, and got me. And then my buddies around me, they was watching. My partners around me, they was watching. They was like, man, this dude straight growing and shit. All right, bet. And then Mike had been growing beforehand because he was already, that's who the other friend had came from. He was friends of him.
Gotcha.
So it was just one of them things where it was like, man, everybody on board. There was, you know what I'm saying, in my tight little small circle. So it was just like, all right, this is what we doing, and man, we sitting there smoking and stuff, and we like, man, how we gonna change the name? Because before High Pressure Growers, it was we came up with a name called Horsepower Generals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for the core stuff. For the core
yeah,
shit,
for
right?
the core
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So that's how it really, you know, at the beginning. If you was there, you was there.
Yeah, right.
And this is even before Damon and Leary and all that. So, you know, that's really how it kind of began. And you know, we kind of, you know, at the end of 2019, I believe we went and got our medical licenses to where we can cultivate for ourselves. We all got it first go around. And we all went at the same day. We sat down next to each other, went to go see the doctor one after one.
Nice.
It was pretty cool, man. And, you know, it kind of built a brotherhood. Yep. So, you know, shout out to those that not here, but I'm representing.
For sure.
For sure. So.
Yeah. That is the voice of Taylor Crawford. He is one of the founders of HPG. Across from me is my co-host, founder of Elite Home Growers Academy. By the way, Zach, I keep getting asked all the time, when you have your next class? When you have your next class? I got people hit me up about the class, man. So you got any updates on that?
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing the next class. It's gonna be a physical class because we still building on our online platform. Because like the physical class, it's just to the point where we're just at capacity with like all the stuff we got going on. Like you guys watch us and you just got a lot of stuff going on. So trying to make those physical classes a thing. It's just harder to do, you know. So we're gonna move on to an online platform, but we're gonna do a few more physical classes. It should be one before the end of the year. Okay. Let's put it to you that way. Before the end of the year, we should have one. I don't have an exact date, but we might try to squeeze 2 in before the end of the year, just to give people an opportunity. But we feel like it's a lot of like the you know, we were serving the beginners market pretty heavily earlier on, but we just feel like, you know, we're past that now. I would just say the sentiment in the grower community is like a lot of the growers that's growing now, they don't need the beginning lessons, right? They want to know the more advanced stuff. So we're going to be focusing more of our talent and our curriculum on the advanced stuff, right? But we still going to, because it's always a new grower every day. Mm-hmm. So we're still going to have that information available to the newer growers, but we want to starting to show our advanced methods of that, just to kind of help out these growers on that's going to this next level. Because, you know, cultivation is a level thing, man. It's like you learn enough to get you through the first harvest, and you learn a little bit more, then you learn a little bit more. You just keep stacking and stacking and stacking, you know. So those general questions, we answered enough of those, and people they hungry for more, so we want to give them more.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing. I think it helps serve the community. I think when you're able to help educate them.
For sure.
Yes. Taylor, back to you. You said something, man. I'm going through my bullet points.
Okay.
Blow the city down.
Oh, yeah.
I got to go back to that.
All right. Yes, shout out to Legacy Transportation, Ashley and Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Legacy Transportation.
Yes.
All right.
They let us do the blow the city down. Definitely.
That's
part of HPG as well. Of course,
that's I think that's pretty awesome. Just the whole concept, and I think possibly a new wave. If you really think about it, it's like you have somebody responsible driving.
Right. Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely.
You know, and everybody else is you know, consuming. Like a contact buzz is not going to cause you to crash your car. I just think
right.
A lot of that reefer madness,
it was just reefer madness.
Been perpetuated,
right?
And you know,
with the right airflow and
all of that,
I you'll get a contact, but trust me, you won't crash your car,
right?
You know,
it's a curtain too between,
That's bro, you gotta start that. Yeah, get with HPG if you guys want to blow the city down.
Yes, or just book your own trip.
Book your own trip.
Book your own, party.
That's dope.
That's dope. May have to take them up on that.
Oh, for sure.
On a couple of that. So on the blow the city down. Mm-hmm. So you bring your own bud, right? Bring your own bud.
I believe last blow your city down, we had a pre-roll included and an edible, or vice versa. I'm not for sure, but I think it was either one or you get both. If I'm pretty sure.
You guys the next level. You guys they already ahead of the curve.
Oh, they are.
Because you think about it.
Seen it.
they're probably doing something like this in cities where it's full rec. I know they're doing something in Denver where you know they have social parties where they openly use it and you know get catered to.
That's where everything is going for sure.
Yeah. And they're the first ones to do it.
Man.
First ones to do it, man. Hats off. Shots out,
that
man.
Is dope.
To being the first ones to do it, not, you know, being a trendsetter. I'm glad I'm meeting y'all now. Before y'all really blow the hell up. Thank you.
Same here. Appreciate you having us.
No doubt about it. You're watching and listening to the In the Zone show at mycitymymusic.com. Palm Alexander, a.k.a. the living legend, K.I.L. One Ellen kill, but kill still kills. You know, it's not the same with the music, but we'll get back to that one.
Yeah. I miss the music.
Yeah, but we'll get back to that, man. We'll give you the full experience with the music and all that good shit, you know. It's dressed down a little bit.
It still works.
It still works. You know. Works. Yeah, I mean, I don't have all the bells and whistles, but you know, it's still good acapella.
For sure.
You know,
I agree
with you, as we usually do. On the In the Zone show at mycitymymusic.com. This show is also sponsored by Cafe Piazza, located at 1900 Arsenal. And on the backside of the show, because I've been waiting to talk about this shit. I'm sorry. I've been waiting for the longest. Since the event ended, Cannabis.
Yeah.
Cannabis 4.
Yes, sir.
And you know something, like last year, you know, we was really excited about it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I was at the Missouri Athletic Club.
Right.
Which, listen, it has a lot of character to that building. There's been a lot of historical things happen there.
For sure.
But that church, come on, man.
You can't, nothing compares. For a Halloween event?
Yeah,
nothing compares, bro.
Yeah,
you know, we were definitely disappointed when we couldn't get it for Cannabis 3, but we understood why. You know, that's a good group of guys down there, and they put in their work trying to get things turned around down there. So it just wasn't available. But we made do. You know, Cannabis 3, the atmosphere was good. Yeah. You know, it was good, right? But the church, it's just a different feel. It's just something in the air. Something in the air, man, and just the atmosphere, man, because there's a lot of historic things that's happened at that particular location too, and so we're super excited to have it back there again, man, and people that haven't experienced it, we definitely want them to come out to experience that. You know, it's a beautiful venue. Ran by a great group of people that's doing good things in the community, and they allow us, you know, they opened up their doors and received us and welcomed us, you know, and they didn't even know us from, you know, we're not skateboarders, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are, you know what I'm saying? But they, you know, they were just genuinely good. We're genuinely good, and we made it work, and so we just appreciate the support. But yeah, Cannabis 4 is going to be bananas, man. That's all I can say, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
the last time we did it there, it was over 600 people that came through them doors, bro.
Yeah, and that was my first.
That was Cannabis 2.
Yeah, Cannabis 2, yeah. And it kind of got a WrestleMania kind of feel to it in a way. It do. And I was at 2, and I just remember walking through that door, and it was like walking into another dimension. I swear,
it was, bro.
And it was just out of body. It was, and that, I mean, that's before, you know, I started consuming.
Yeah.
But the whole atmosphere, the way just,
it grabs you.
It's like a scene out of a movie.
Yeah.
Just all those things. And it was all love. It was all love. And you know, and it was still police.
Yeah.
It was a police presence, and it was like it was a great experience. So listen, I talked to you about having Big Fair perform.
Right.
You know, having live music, and the DJ last year was fire. The guy MC
same
was
DJ.
fire.
Yeah, we're gonna have the same DJ. Yeah, we rock with.
It's gonna be dope. I know my people HPG gonna be in the building.
Gotta pull on up, man.
Absolutely, we definitely gonna be there. I was at 3, and a couple other guys was at 1 and 2, I believe.
Yeah.
I didn't make it to 2 or number 1, but man, I heard so many stories.
Yeah.
When I say so many stories, and man, that's something you can't miss out on if you were a cannabis smoker. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. B100, like, you can't miss out on it. And I'm like, all right, bet. I made it to 3.
Yeah, man.
And man, I had good vibes, good energy. Everybody had a costume. It was fun, man. You just seeing grown up. You was damn near a kid again, almost.
The leprechaun. He did
popped out on him.
He popped out with the leprechaun, man. That was hilarious. Yes.
And shout out to Chris, DJ.
Oh,
you know what I'm
saying?
He did his thing, man.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely top notch and the experience and a vibe, and it was just, you know what I'm saying? It was, it was a couple different, we couldn't smoke in there, but we definitely could. It was a spot upstairs, I believe, and then it was a spot outside, and I made it to both of them a couple times. So
that was a little creepy upstairs.
It didn't stop me, man, from a couple steps. You know what I'm saying? And so.
Yeah, and you know what? And I know I bought something from the table just because. You know what I'm saying? It just like.
Man, we did good that night.
Oh
too.
Man, well, nice. you guys were HPG,
right? Hey, y'all represent every time y'all come out, bro. Y'all come out to the point where people have to notice you.
Yeah.
And that's how you want it to be. You shouldn't have to be like, especially when you're in the pit and you got your competition at the table right next to you.
Yeah.
Right. You got to be able to pop out a little bit more and just strengthen numbers.
Yeah.
So y'all definitely nailed that one down, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks,
bro.
man. Right on, man.
Yeah. I mean, y'all hella deep, and it's like that unity. And we was on Media Row. We was on the backside, but I mean, when y'all came in, I'm like, oh yeah, they mobbed up.
Yeah, that was deep. They came deep.
They mobbed up.
Deep. So like I say, it's about 8 members, and like 4 different households. So you got at least 2 people from each household, and I want to say at the beginning it was 3 households. So, and all of them were kind of couples. So our ladies would make the edibles. And we would, be the growers. Sometimes the ladies would come in the lab and get the, learning a few things here and there. But you know how we are as men, we don't touch too much.
That's enough. Yeah, it's enough in here.
if they got a green thumb and stuff like that, we definitely don't mind them helping out. You know what I'm saying? Watering it too, because that stuff is really a job. You know what I'm saying? We don't get enough credit as growers, to know like what it takes to really get that final finished product and for it to come out consistently every time. It's always going to be something. It's all, whether it be equipment something or just environmental. Even though it might be indoor, you're still dealing with outdoor climates that's affecting your indoor climate as well. So, and airflow is very essential. So, having that dialed in is everything as a grower. And, you try new things and you try to work on your recipe as a grower and get better with it and critique it, man. And that's one thing that I really like and I experience with other growers, and that strength is in number thing, and it really kind of creates a generational wealth in a village.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So once we can, link together, and I mean it's competition out here and stuff like that. I was hearing what you were saying as far as that, but I'm really unifying and trying to link up with people just like us. That way, it's a village, and man, once we can, link up and get stronger and stronger, man, it's you ain't gonna do nothing but support and see what's going on and know what's going on. Really, so.
Yeah, and listen, it's not easy in St. Louis.
No.
We
know what city we live in.
We know what city we live in.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other to a degree, and sometimes our social circles overlap. True. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Right, exactly.
And I think I'm hoping too that with where cannabis is going, and with some of the black growers, that maybe help mend some fences, and we say, hey, let's do some business.
Yeah, exactly.
We definitely not making no money going to war.
Right, for sure. Not at all, man. I really hope that cannabis can effectively become a tool that can be used to bring generations together to work on something, and it's like something bigger than themselves, right? Because man, it's just it's so much money out here that we're able to use this particular lane to access or to get at least a little bit of help, a platform. Even if you just want to go to school for it and learn more about it on a commercial, professional side, or just do something on the home grow side, but you're still playing a part within this overall game and overall industry. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like cannabis has the power to help unify people. And that's all we can do. We can only thing we can do is play our part. in that whole thing, right? And hopefully people see that and they play their part, and boom, we just keep growing stronger, better, encouraging each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it comes down to.
Definitely. St. Louis is small, and it's so segregated, and then it's so talented.
Big time.
And it's because of, the violence and the crime and all of the BS. But this, like he's saying, this plant is definitely a resource, and it's so many ways that, it can benefit, and it brings people together. I've been at a few events where cousins end up finding out they were cousins through a cousin. Or, when we having events and we ain't never had no riffraff or nobody getting, excited or getting mad, or, it's not like alcohol where it'll rise your, raise your temperature and stuff like that. So it kind of relaxes you.
Yeah.
So it'd be a lot of diversity, and it'd just be like a mind-blowing thing that you sitting here with all these 600, like he said, 600 people or so, man. St. Louis?
Right.
600, man, it's going to be some BS.
Pop off,
right? You know what I'm saying? Just, knowing that, people are focused on the wrong things nowadays, and we want to inspire the generation to be creative, and, it's more to just picking up a gun in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or just trying to put on do whatever, and nah, man, it's more to life than that, and life is what you make it. So just to inspire and be a revenue away out this city and people to look up to you, you know what I'm saying, it inspires me to keep going every day.
Yeah, because I think it's so easy to fall into the path of the same old patterns of behavior that leaves you going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like the harder it is to turn the other cheek, I think that's when you need to do it the most.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not to go too far off subject, but I think you guys feel me where I'm coming from. When I run to these young brothers today, 17, 18 years old, and they talk so freely about shooting each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Or somebody they shot the night before.
Yeah.
Without a care in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like and how do we reach that young man? And they have an interest in cannabis.
They do.
Those are the people that I'm hoping that we're able to reach and pull them off the street.
Yeah.
If we can, give them another outlet, because they only see one side of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Their environment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep. So
that is the voice of Taylor Crawford, one of the founders of APG. Across from me is my co-host, Zachary Post from Elite Home Growers Academy. And this edition of the Cannabis Corner is sponsored by Cafe Piazza. So, Zach, I'm going to go to you.
Yep.
About that melts. How the melts coming along?
How's it coming along?
Yeah.
Man, it's coming along good. We just got an email this morning saying that they're going to be doing a small drop of the pre-rolls. Probably like in a couple of weeks. They're out for testing now, so they should be dropping in dispensaries just a pre-roll. But honestly, I definitely want people to have the pre-roll form, but I want people to experience that flower form too. So I encourage everybody to, of course, have a pre-roll if they catch the drop. But that bigger drop is going to be coming probably like in a month and a half. That's going to be the bigger drop where you can get the apes to actually flower. So things are coming along good, man. We're packaging, processing now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things, bro. Like this is what we did it for.
Yes.
And so to be at this
work.
point, it's like it's surreal in one breath, but it's a lot of work in another. So but things are coming along on track. I'm super excited. The team's super excited. Man. So but the melts is gonna be something for sure.
Because I see the build up for it. Obviously, there's a lot of reason to be excited. About that. And this is for the both of you guys as growers. Do you feel pressure to grow faster because there's so much more out there now for people to choose from, or do you mess with that formula just to get it done faster? Do you cut corners, or do? No?
Okay. Sometimes you can't trick the plant, bro.
Nah.
It's some things that you can do to buy you some time to speed up a few different things, right? Changing your life cycles, things of that nature. But when it comes to can you really get a jump on how this plant gonna organically grow? No, you can't, man. If the plant take 2 months of flower, it ain't no way you can speed that up. You just gotta wait 2 months, right?
Unless you're going from like soil to like hydroponics.
Hydro.
So that's where you kind of you lose out on that taste a little bit, I would say, from the soil, and you gain a little bit on like the timing. But if you know what you're doing, you're an experienced hydro grower. You kind of know how to pull those things out. But I would say the best product, would say is coming from that organic soil or living soil, but it takes a little more time. So,
yes, sir.
But I wouldn't shortcut anything, I would continue to do, if anything, I might try something new, maybe, but it's one of those things where I ain't looking to cut corners, because when you cut corners, or it's just like with equipment, if you cut corners on your equipment, you can't expect a top quality product from a low grade Amazon product. You know what I'm saying? Like Chinese, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Real. That's real.
So another question I'm going to ask you guys, because you guys are experienced in this field, is when, let's say, not farmers but agents out in California, they cut plants and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Those plants that grow out there in the forest and whatnot, would those plants be better for consumption than what would be maybe cared for by in a house, in a grow house? Or
you saying like indoor versus outdoor?
Yeah, if it just grows outdoor all year round, like in some parts of California, people grow outside.
Right. Absolutely. Humboldt, yes.
Okay. Yep,
they definitely grow outside. Now, what was the?
Does it affect the potency of it, or?
Oh, okay. Man, so the sun, it's energy. Ain't nothing better than that sun, the light. The light source. Now, if they get bad weather and stuff, now they can't, they can try to cover the plant up and stuff from bud rot and stuff like that, but that sun is gonna be the best lighting.
Hands down.
Yeah. So, but as far as indoor, outdoor, you can tell a difference.
Sure can.
It's a genetics. It's more prone to the elements, so you're gonna get a little rougher. It's gonna be a little rougher than sort of that indoor kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
get beat up a little bit.
Yeah, get beat up, or just might get some seeds. Or, it's a lot of things. I never done an outdoor grow. That's why I can't elaborate too much on it. I didn't heard stories, and this one guy was encouraging me to do some outdoor growing, and he was like, "Man, I should have seeded up, but I got 2 pounds and I pressed it out." You know what I'm saying? Right. So he was still able to use that plant, resource that plant, and make something off of it, even though it didn't go the way he wanted to. So that's kind of how it goes outside, though.
Because I've heard farmers, even in Missouri, would still grow the crop to supplement their income. They would grow corn, mm-hmm. and they would grow marijuana in the middle of the corn. Mm-hmm. And of course, the judge and those, the prosecuting attorney, they knew about it. They had to get some kind of stipend out of it. Right. So they've been doing that stuff for ages, for a long time. So I'm just kind of wondering, you guys could probably be able to tell if it'd be more potent, from outside.
I would say it's kind of like, because I've grown, like I've done an experiment with that where I've grown the same exact strains from clones, indoor and outdoor, and it's something, man. That sun-kissed marijuana, bro. Like, it's different. Like, it smelled different. The same exact strains. It was Gelato 41. And it was we had this Lemon Larry OG. Mm-hmm. Was a beast, would grow crazy, but the way that it tastes, like the terpenes were just totally different. Like, both of it was good indoor, but it was just the flavor was just better outdoor. The high was more intense, but it's still like you can still pull that all out of indoor. But it's just, you got certain things that you can't get indoor, and that sun being the number one thing. And I really feel like it's not just the sun, but all of the environment, all environmentals, right, plays a part somehow in the chemical balance of the atmosphere to bring out all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I think it's something with it. It's something with it. But every strain is not an outdoor strain. Every strain is not an indoor strain. Right. So can you grow? You can get fire both ways. You definitely can get super high potent cannabis both ways. Mainly to come down to your genetics, But other than that, yeah, I personally feel like outdoor cannabis grown properly has better flavor.
Now, with us being in Missouri, pretty much middle of America, and I want your opinion, both of you guys' opinion on it.
Yeah.
I think Missouri probably can grow probably the best marijuana in the country. You figure we got the best water. It's flat.
Right.
And even with the summer being as hot as it is, there's never really long droughts.
True.
True. Yeah.
You know, you look at Eckers Farms and you look how fast they can be able to start a crop, right? By April and harvest it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they can probably do the same thing with
cannabis.
Yeah, they can probably
we got good soil, halfway decent soil. Yeah. So,
could you see that as a possibility? As Missouri probably having the best
outranking like California or something?
Yeah,
like, man, that's probably never going to happen.
Yep.
Like just because California, hands down, that environment is different, man. It is different. It just feels different. Like we got a lot of humid here. We got a lot of sketchy, like cold, rain, high. Yeah. Like that planet just gets squarely on you. Like now, can we like? But you will have people that produce super high grade cannabis here in Missouri. You got them now. You know, I consider myself one of them, right? You know what I'm saying? But when it come like I would say when you can just okay, if you take two growers, you give them a handful of seeds, some in California, some here in Missouri, they throw them out, don't really take care of them. I think it may grow better in California than it will here. Just like organically, just naturally, just like boom, just here to see what it's gonna do. I feel like California may outrank, Missouri. You know,
I believe the same thing as well because, like he said, the elements. You know, the plant doesn't like too much of a degree change. In St. Louis, we might get a swing, and that's gonna stress the plant out and seed it up and stuff like that. So that consistency, and then with like he said, it don't be dry, but then we get flooding and stuff like that can cause bud rot. So on that type of scenario, I would say the best way, like if you want that sun and stuff like that. I would say like a greenhouse probably be the best bet because you're still able to get that sun and then you're able to control that environment a little bit, saying with that humidity and that temperature swing. So
speaking of the sun, does solar power also play solar energy? Does that play a role also in growing, or how do you guys learn how to harness that?
I think it's going to become one. It just takes a lot of solar panels to power anything, so like say with these grow facilities, like I did a little experiment on like how much based on the wattage that I use to grow, how many solar power like screens or whatever I would need to produce like only for my grow. And it was a decent amount. Like it wasn't like something easy where I just throw one screen up and boom, I'm good. It was like, no, you got to be really committed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I feel like as they dial in the technology with the solar panels and things of that nature, we will get there because man, we use a lot of power, man. Like growing cannabis indoors can potentially destroy the world. Like think about it. I was talking to my cultivation director at work. And he was like, just think about all the power that we use and energy that we're replacing a food crop. Like say if you were growing tomatoes that people can actually eat. Now you're growing cannabis that people can't eat. But now you're replacing all those tomato shops and all the stuff that people can eat to grow a product that people can't eat. Now you're kind of like you're increasing starvation or food shortages faster.
Right.
The energy that's needed, the power that's needed, man, it takes a lot of power to grow to make these grows happen.
Absolutely.
So the carbon footprint for indoor cannabis cultivation is not the best for Mother Earth. So I think eventually it'll become that's going to become a thing. So having things like solar panels may be another way to kind of balance that out. Yes. But yeah, man, and we're just at the beginning of this, bro. Right. We just not even half of people that okay, you got a lot of people that's growing out. Just imagine 10 years from now, though.
Absolutely,
how much power is going to be required?
Yes, yes, a lot of power. But I will say, like a benefit to it, like if we do. Use it to process it and use it in ways that it strengthens its resources. Like we could figure out not to cut down trees, and you know what I'm saying, and we can use the hemp. That'll kind of, I think it'll balance it. Yeah. So we just got to balance it out, I believe.
We got a few minutes. I did want to talk about hemp. Hemp was one of the biggest crops in Missouri. hemp is making a big comeback. I saw a house online made out of hemp. It was amazing.
Nice. I got
what they
check
can
that
do
out.
with hemp, and if you see, I guess, a shift to using more hemp products as a grower, that's even more helpful to you as well, because you're able to use the flower for more than just all kind of different things, not just for just consumption from smoking and other things.
Yep. So you eliminate the waste, so you become efficient. You know what I'm saying? Efficiency is part of technology, if you ask me.
Vital.
That's
vital, man.
Absolutely. So, it goes hand in hand. We benefit from it, then we got to figure out the way to eliminate a problem that might occur, you know what I'm saying, like you're saying, the power issues and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I did hear about the U.S. Navy, their ropes, the ropes that they use on the ships, 80% of them are made with hemp.
Yep.
Nice.
So it's a lot.
It's a strong. It makes strong fabric for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We use this product, man, at the beginning of the country. You know what I'm saying? Like George Washington, all of them had hemp clothing on. Yeah. Now it was, I ain't gonna get too much into it, but it's a powerful plant, and we could have been hemp clothed and all that, but they still had cotton or whatever, but because of the texture, but it was so much power into it, and I feel like it was gonna reverse some things that they were trying to do back then, right? And that's why it was it was eliminated.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's everything that's done. It's done for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of regular dudes that got interest in other things. They could say, hey, my interest over here is in cotton because I got investors over here. The whoop. The farmer's my cousin. I mean, they was like, all right, well, you know what? Hemp is bad because actually it's going to replace cotton. We'll never need cotton if we got hemp. So, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
right.
That's just, man, we got to look at it. Like, if you had political influence and, like, it had a direct blow on you or could, you would just switch it up because you could. That's what happened centuries ago. And we're trying to get through that now. Trying to fight through that now.
You never lied, man. I mean, I just thought about what if you was a coal miner, right? I mean, coal is being phased out. Exactly. Nobody's using that shit anymore. So that's a great example. All right, guys, we're about to run out of time. I want to thank my guest, Taylor Crawford from HPG. Thank you so much for being in the studio, brother.
Thank you too much.
And listen, we'll definitely be in touch, and I got a few more things to talk with you about off the air.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Might have to have a little session or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We will. Hey, Zach. Tell our listeners, our viewers, where they can be able to find you at.
All right. Yeah, you can find us at Elite Home Growers. Yeah, so at Elite Home Growers. That's on Instagram and Facebook. That's where you can find and follow us and all the stuff that we do. Keep up with us. That'll be great if you can.
All right, hey guys, I want to thank you, the viewers, for watching. I want to thank our sponsor at Cafe Piazza. They've been with the network going on 2 years strong, and as we are, just keep moving on into our next adventure, our next episode. Make sure you follow me at The Legend KIL, 1L and kill, but kill still kills. I want to thank Doc for keeping everything in check as he always does. Justin, my man Byron. Tomorrow night, make sure you catch Will Freeman and Josh Price on that football. Until next time, we're going city to city, state to state, worldwide. You're listening to In the Zone, and this is the network.